Hello, my name is Samet Aslan. In this video, I'm gonna try to present my project, which is kind of security detector. My project's name is Wireless Security Detector, and this is my first serious PCB project. I have created different PCBs before, but none as comprehensive as this one. Actually, I've taken a course from Mustafa Berk Aydoğan on Udemy education platform, and I thank him too much for teaching me all this information. After this introduction part, let's go to the project. Desired feature in project. In this part, I'm going to try to explain features of this project. The first one, the system can work with 220 volts and 50 Hz. Actually, we use these levels as city power grid in Turkey. There must be outputs as 12 volts and 5 volts, and users might use these outputs. And it means I will use two different variants because of this feature on Altium Designer. Actually, I can or I don't, or I want anyway. The system should connect to the computer with a USB interface and can transfer data. The system can provide real-time clock information to the user. The system should be able to transfer ambience temperature data to the user. Mostly, last three features are used in all important projects. The system should be able to send data to the user when a motion is detected. I think this is the main purpose. When a motion is detected by the system, the user should be able to receive an audible visual warning. The system must have a security camera view in the environment where motion is detected. In fact, this is looking as a fake camera, because if a thief or other malicious person comes along, they'll probably avoid this fake camera. The system should be able to send all data to the user with the Wi-Fi feature. For this one, I've used ESP32 or ESP32. I don't know how to call it. Anyway, if the user wish, he will be able to interfere with the running software and the processor. This is all the design features in this project, and let's pass to the other part. Block diagram. In here, I will summarize the project of you. As you can see, there are two different sections in here. If you look at the first section, we have MCU, converters, and some modules, and etc. And if you have noticed, I've connected them to the MCU with different communication protocols as I2RC, UART, SPI, and etc. And this section provides communication, programming, and controlling of the system. If we look at the second part, we have temperature sensor, piezoelectric sensor, and LED driver circuit. And this section will communicate with the first section through ADC and iron. If there is any movement outside, it will notify inside. That's all. Creating library. This part was a little bit boring and took out of my time because I didn't want to use a ready-made library or didn't use a wizard for learning pattern. And so I prepared them all myself. In this project, I've used 50 different type components, and there was 127 components totally, as far as I remember. But if you ask the step files, I've used them from some useful websites like GrabCAD or Snap-Analysis, etc. But I've tried to draw the 3D shapes of some components. Maybe it's for 2 or 3 components, and that's all. By the way, I just want to show some different components in here. For example, micro USB or some SOT 23 F components, packages, or maybe lastly I can use this. For example, I've drawn that myself. That's all. Schematic circuit. I couldn't share this part because I talked with my mentor and he didn't want me to share this part. And there is no problem. I understand him because he worked for several months for this project and this course. Other software I used. I used three different software except Altium Designer. These are STM32 CubeMX, Saturn PCB, and LT-Spice. I used STM32 CubeMX to assign and adjust the MCU pins. After that, I've calculated the distance between lines according to the voltage levels and current carrying capacity with respect to line width. For calculation this, I've used the Saturn PCB, and lastly I used LT-Spice for calculating power circuits. PCB documents. Now we can look at this PCB. As you see in here, I prepared two different PCB. The big one is for inside and the small one is for outside. Also, in this project, I've used four different main layers. These are top layer, ground, power, and bottom layer. Yeah. And now, first of all, I've used outlines. I've determined outlines of this PCB. After that, I've placed the components, and also there have been a routed process. I've determined the rules according to the calculation on Saturn PCB before this routing process. And finally, if you want, I can show you a 3D version of this PCB. These are back of this PCB. This is the small one. You can see this mouse piece in here. And now we can look at this. This is a small one, pyro sensor, ESP32 capacitors, and etc. Finally, I want to thank my mentor, Mustafa Ben Aydoğan. I couldn't have done this project without him. And of course, thanks for watching this video. Your suggestions are important to me. If you have suggestions, please let me know. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.